What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. And you've been waiting for it, and we finally have the official announcement that Apple will be holding its April event on Tuesday, April the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it will be live streamed from Apple Park on apple.com with the invitation titled Spring Loaded. Now, this is official, so that means it's time to get extra with the invite, and let's just overanalyze every detail possible, because I'm guessing it says spring because it's spring, and it's loaded because Apple is hinting we'll see loads of new products. Wow, I'm so good at this, I sometimes even surprise myself. Now, the Apple logo also might remind you of the coils of a spring, but come on now, that's too easy, and I really see beyond that. I'm going to use my telepathic abilities, and I see the strokes from an Apple Pencil that is hinting at a hand-drawn Apple logo, and if that's the case, we've got to be talking about new iPads. Greg Joswiak posted a fun little video clip of these animated swirls, so maybe it's just Apple swirls.
Oh, my swirls!
See? That is why you come here. That is why you subscribe, and if you haven't, do it, because you cannot get amazing insight like this anywhere else. I promise you that. Now, I'd love to hear your theories as well. Put them in the comments below. Maybe there's one I'm not getting, but the event is on 4/20, and I get comments like this one on my videos from people like Tim F. What have you been smoking? Spring Loaded is so good. Woo! This is Apple's first event in 2021, and then we have WWDC lined up for June 7th through 11th this year. Things are just heating up, so let's dive into everything that you can expect to see at Apple's event based on everything we know. And yes, it's spring loaded, and it's springtime, so that historically means it's iPad time. All the rumors point to Apple releasing the long-awaited 2021 iPad Pros with their all-new mini LED display. Digitimes reports that the 12.9-inch model will be the first to get the all-new display, with the expectation that the 11-inch iPad Pro may see it later, but only the larger 12.9 is expected to launch with mini LED, and then there's a possibility that the 11-inch model doesn't get it at all. We're going to find out if Apple will really bring two different display techs or not, but if they do, this would be the first time that they've done that for the iPad and just for a new model release period. Now, mini LED displays bring increased brightness, deeper blacks, higher contrast ratio with improved power efficiency, and they're also less prone to screen burn-in with an even thinner design over Apple's current LCD panels. But will we see a difference, right? The biggest improvement I'm hoping for is that it's finally bringing back an iPad Pro that supports HDR, and then a potential boost in energy efficiency that could extend the battery life some. The entire iPad Pro lineup is also expected to feature a new and faster A14X chip that performs like the current Apple M1 chip. Plus, we're expecting 5G support for models with cellular connectivity. A recent report from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claims the new iPad Pro will have an all-new Thunderbolt port. Apple has been testing versions of the iPad Pro with this Thunderbolt port, and that would allow it to directly connect to more external monitors and other peripherals, giving it even more functionality that's similar to Apple's laptops. Now, this also opens up what the iPad Pro can do, connecting it to more hard drives, and it also brings faster data syncing speeds. Apple's Macs, they've had Thunderbolt for years, but the current iPad Pro and iPad Air only have USB-C ports. So this makes the iPad Pro more interesting for me, but I don't know if I'd use the external monitor feature. We know the physical design is not expected to see any significant changes, and I recently posted a video about how this year's new iPads might have trouble convincing most users to upgrade because of how good that the 2018 iPad Pro is. That's the one that I still have. I didn't upgrade. And you know that I'm always going to get one to review, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to actually make that upgrade. So how will Apple show us that this year is worth upgrading for the general iPad user? Because we already know the every year upgraders, you're going to always do it. The biggest change though last year wasn't even the iPad, but really the addition of the Magic Keyboard that transformed what the iPad can do. The iPad Pro is now a significantly improved productivity device on top of already being the best tablet experience on the market. And the iPad Pro has easily been one of my favorite media consumption devices. I can read it in all these different positions. It feels like the most intimate tech device I've had. I always say that, but it sounds creepy, weird, but it's not. And also, it's just one of my favorite devices from Apple, period. But I did not upgrade last year because it just didn't do enough. So will we see a new Magic Keyboard with the new iPad Pros? And will it bring new functionality that we haven't seen before? With WWDC 21 coming up, it feels like showing off new iPad OS features would make sense to hold on to for that conference, but then they also need to show us new bells and whistles with the product launch. And I'll say this also, until they actually do it, I'm still waiting for Pro apps that actually take advantage of the processing power of the iPad Pro. Come on, Final Cut, Logic, anything. I'm a broken record by now, but I'll keep saying it year after year until we see something. And I'm talking about Pro apps with a Pro workflow that connects back to the Mac as well. The software hooks are there to do it, so let's finally see it. Now, Apple's also reportedly working on a new iPad mini that's expected to be released in March with an 8.4 to 9-inch display, according to rumors. We've seen the leaks of dummy models from Sonny Dixon that sure look like the iPad mini will keep that same big forehead and same chin design with the Touch ID home button. The last iPad mini was refreshed in 2019, and it keeps its lower price point in the lineup because its design stays old school. And I know most of you want a new design that's just similar to the iPad Pro, so they all kind of have that same look and feel, but we're just a few days out from the 20th where we're going to find out. So there's already just a lot there. Right there, we got iPads, 2 new iPad Pro models, a potential new iPad mini, and a new Magic Keyboard for the Pro models. But is that spring-loaded enough? Well, the other product we're expecting is the one that some of us kind of sick about hearing and just wanted to come out already. It's one of Apple's worst-kept secrets, and you know what it is. Apple AirTags. John Prosser first revealed what is believed to be the first look at an official rendering of the AirTags from Apple's own setup software that was leaked out. AirTags are similar to tile tracking tags and will allow you to keep track of things like your wallet, keys, or backpack with notifications if you're separated from a tagged item. They're expected to be managed through a new Items tab in the Find My app, and that tab was recently activated in iOS 14.3 and later after Apple made the official announcement last week that they would be opening up the Find My app to third-party products through their Find My network accessory program. Now, the first 3 companies on board are Belkin with their new Soundform wireless earbuds, VanMoof's got their S3 and E3 electric bikes, and an item tracker from Chipolo. Chipolo! I don't know, I can't help myself from saying that. Now, there is no mention of Tile as one of the official partners just yet, and these are initially Bluetooth devices, but according to Apple, third-party accessories that have ultra-wideband support for Apple's U1 chip will also be compatible, making tracking more accurate and precise with those devices. Now, the U1 chip access will be opening to other companies later this spring, according to Apple. We know that Apple's own AirTags will support Apple's ultra-wideband U1 chip to help you locate lost items within centimeters. So these are going to be extremely accurate. Plus, you got Bluetooth LE for broader compatibility with other devices. Now, they're also expected to use an augmented reality element to help you locate lost items, and reports claim they will be equipped with a removable battery like the button cell batteries found in watches. There will even be accessories to let you put one in a pouch or cover or connect to your car keys, because there has to be a stylish way for you to carry around your AirTags. Duh. So Apple is completely opening up their Find My platform with companies, which was initially a surprise, but it's smart for 2 reasons. One, they're dealing with anti-competitive behavior claims and legal battles, and opening up Find My like this can allow them to point to how they are not anti-competitive and like making friends. Now, they've done similar moves, allowing some third-party music services to be directly used on their HomePods. That didn't happen until the end of last year, but it shows how they are opening up. And then you got this other reason. They might have learned how closed the HomeKit platform was, and that has absolutely hurt them in the smart home space. We don't know how restrictive the Find My program is yet, but Apple's being more open to working with others than it ever has because they kind of have to now. Now, I'm going to get an AirTag for sure, and at this moment, I wouldn't be lying to tell you I've lost a little excitement about them, but they do make a whole lot more sense to me once I start going out. So we got new iPads and AirTags, but what else could we see to make this a spring-loaded event? Well, the other product out there that we may or may not see, we're talking about the new Apple TV, and not that wild Apple TV HomePod Frankenstein product that I talked about in my last video that Apple is reportedly in early development stages with, but the latest Apple TV that's expected to arrive this year. It's expected to still have a similar form factor to its current design. Reports say it will be getting an updated processor, a new redesigned remote that will hopefully allow me to never pick it up upside down, and then that new remote could also have the U1 chip and Find My feature built with it. Now, recent reports also claim that the new 2021 Apple TV could also bring support for 120 Hz refresh rate, which would help not only with smoother navigation with the UI, but the biggest advantage would come with gaming, because we've heard that there's a possibility Apple has been working on an Apple TV with higher-end console-like gaming graphics, and a 120 Hz refresh rate would be a huge boost to that. But then you'll still need a newer TV or display that can support the higher refresh rates to take advantage of 120 Hz. We're expecting to see it by the end of this year, but if Apple says it's spring loaded, maybe we actually see it at this event, or maybe not. Well, the only other immediate product out there in the rumor mills that might surprise us, the next gen AirPods 3. Now, we have seen knockoff AirPods 3 in the wild already, but reports recently claim that we can expect to see them in the second half of this year when they go into production. So maybe count that one out. But if I'm putting bets down right now, and this is not, a surprise, this is what we've all been expecting, we'll see new iPads and we'll finally get the AirTags. No AirPods 3, and I'll say no Apple TV, but we won't know until it's official, and that's the fun of it all. Now, you also know with the live stream, I'll be doing my BTZ's live stream event for the pre-show, the keynote, and the post-show where I'll take your live calls and tweets. We sometimes have fitness challenges. Sometimes there's keynote karaoke. You got to come out. It's always a fun time, and I will be starting around 8:30 a.m. before the keynote starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So come back here to my YouTube channel to hang out, because y'all get crazy in the live chat. You really do. All right, that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. And if you want more Apple goodness, you can check out my Apple Bits XL audio podcast. It's weekly. You get the latest deep dive with all these stories. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Apple event, April 20th. You're going to be there. I'm definitely going to be there. So we'll see you then. Take care and be safe. Peace.